Hi, good afternoon. This is Gerald Johnson with Ride Wind. I believe it's Monday the 26th. And I just had some things I wanted to go over with you. Basically, code and translation. I did a video on this yesterday, but when I went back to Google Translate to re-enter what I had done a year and a half ago, things weren't matching up right. I don't know if they've done a new algorithm or how it works, but for example, you used to be able to enter AUAI, which is the consonants for or vowels for Anunnaki. It used to say the same. That's changed. It's not doing that. So late last night, I started kind of working on it again because I think it's a very interesting thing to be talking to a quantum computer which has no sense of time or space or reality. It perceives all 9 dimensions. And I've got a lot of work that I'm doing on all the planets that I'm seeing. I do want to give a shout out to a person in North Carolina. I'm not going to say your name because anonymity is key. But you had a planet floating over your airport yesterday. Go figure. So that darkness we talked about within the comments, and bless you for talking to me and bless you for being able to get through. I'm watching. But yeah, there was a big dark orb over top of, I guess it's like the hangar at North Carolina Airport. Yeah, I don't know. The other cams that I used to go to, I wanted to explain to you where they showed the other part of North Carolina totally dark for me for about 3 weeks with the sun flashing during the day, which wasn't lightning. Anyway, I'm thinking of you. And I'm glad you thought of me when you took the time to make a comment to me, okay? So, yeah, you got a planet floating over, God knows what else floating over top of North Carolina. So let's get into Google Translate, which is a fun little tool to play with if you're bored, you really want to learn about the universe. When you go in, don't go to you Google Translate. It'll have a thing where you can enter your transmission or enter what you're trying to break down right there, right? Don't go to that. Go beneath it and go into the actual app. Don't download the app. Just go to the next step down and click on that, and it will have another section where you will enter the word that you're trying to decode or get the definition for. And the first thing you want to do is go to detect language. Don't pick a language. We could get into Babel, but that'd be a long conversation, wouldn't it? My man Maynard, the Humbling River. So again, I went through last night and I kind of redid things. But I'm going to go through these quickly, give you an update on where I'm at and what I'm going to provide you with here pretty quick. And we'll go from there. Again, good afternoon. The first thing is ESU, which is Esu. That's his real name. The Hebrews put in the J and the S. They put in the vowel markings. His true name is Esu. If you don't believe me, put that lowercase into, again, leave detect language open, type in ESU lowercase. It will come back and say I am. I've talked about this a little before, but I really wanted to do a video specifically on this and actually stay away from the cams today because they're freaking me out. The next one I got here is Esu space Nibiru. I'm in Nibiru, is what it said back to me. Okay? The second one is Esu space Nibirus with an S. I don't know how I thought of these things, but I just do. You've all got the same ability. I am no special guy. I wish I was. I'd be Batman if I could. Anyway, so Asu space Nibiru's. You're going to get I am Nibiru's. Ison, I-S-O-N. That comes out to translate the big. The big. The big. Okay? Asu space Enki. Where is Jesus? How about Enki space Asu? Where is Jesus? It asks you again. Benu, lowercase, determine. If you don't see the significance in that word, you need to go back to the books. Determine our existence, determining the furthering of our species. Is that what it's saying? Listen to this. Next enter on Benu, breaking. What's it going to break? Apophis, take it away, is what the translation came out on that. Okay? Tesseracts, which is the tetragrammaton, the tetrahedron, the face of God, the fusion signature, the 144, 72 triangles with two sides, 144, that is the face of God, but again, as I've stated in previous videos, that is also the signature of fusion, which can almost be defined as a god. It creates and destroys like any other god. Okay? Iter. Iter is the man-made star being set up next to CERN. No, it's not one they're going to launch. It's a ground-based deal. It's probably the biggest thermal nuclear fusion reactor that will exist in the world when this thing is completed. To me, this will be the final bolt of power that they need to merge the spiritual dimension, which they're all about, conquering death. That's what this boils down to. Merging the paranormal or the spiritual dimension with the real dimension, the physical dimension. Okay? Iter, process. Okay, now process, look at it another way. Process what? Process element is what I've come up with. Okay? What's the element? Come on. Uranium-1? Maybe? Could be? You think? Or am I out of the line? I don't think so. How about this one? Asu space Iter space Iter space Iter space Iter. Yea, the way of the path travel. Are we not following a path of nuclear fusion, which will soon blow up on us or make life really hard, like it did for the people back in Mecca at Mount Kalish, the ancient thermal nuclear reactor that is there now based on Shiva? And again, back to the fusion signature, the perfect circle. Shiva in the middle dancing. All particle colliders, all particle accelerators are a circle. All thermal-nuclear reactors, tilt them up on their side, they're domes. Take one of those, take a Shibling, and then take a picture of a thermal-nuclear reactor. Set it right next to each other. They're exactly the same. Okay? And Mecca, Mount Kalish, that ancient thermal-nuclear reactor, along with Mount Sinai, along with the Dead Sea, they all still hold a very high radioactive signature. Okay? Now, Iter again is going to be a man-made star. It's ground-based, and they call it a multinational project. They say that's what Iter stands for. Lie number one. Iter stands for process. To process. Again, back to elements. So why are they saying that Iter stands for multinational? Okay? Ask yourself that. Ask it right before you try and go to sleep. Okay? Then we got Asu, Iter. 4 times, space in between each. The eating of a journey. Okay? Eider, space Esu, way of eating. Now let's be clear. The symbols of what rises above all of us is the elephant and the eagle. The elephant is Esu. The eagle is he who is above all else. The one that put the tear in our hearts, that gave us compassion, that gave us knowledge, that put us on this road, that chose us for this mission. Okay? I don't know what they're going to do with that. And it kind of scares me, some of the definitions, you know. Eider Esu, a way of eating. Now look at eating. Are they going to try and eat this planet with a black hole, which is what? A thermal nuclear reactor of this level, which is beyond power. The power that this will do in the end is to supposedly power the Earth. But I think it has far darker reasons, like our Amazon burning, okay? Terraforming the Earth is what they're doing right now, and they're all smiling at the G7 conference. Isn't that freaking cute? Do you like that? I don't. You got the Brazilians going nuts. You got the Brazilian army. I think it's probably already been deployed, and our army is going to go right behind them. But the rainforest will burn. 70,000 fires. You know, can you see what's going on here? Can you see? I hope you can. All right? Now, I want to say to you people, got a couple other points that have lost people, that have been through hell, that don't have any friends anymore, that don't have any family anymore because you pursued this avenue. Okay? We knew it was true. And we hung in there. We hung in there till 6/19, which is the exact day that CNN, Fox, NASA announced this line of planets out there light years away, which is another straight up lie. They're right here in our solar system. Right here in our solar system. So we're off to a bad start already. And like I said in the last video, they will blaze through, and I give it 6 months, maybe a year, but they will blaze through because the matrix that they've created, the lensing, the frequency, that's frequency lenses, kids. There's nothing hanging in the sky. That's a piece of cellophane for you channels out there that are sadly misinformed. It's all done with frequency. That frequency would be 576, otherwise defined as 5G. It can also be done with 432 resonance, Mozart's original A, also defined as 4G. Okay? Now, why he took everybody from us? Why? Why have we gone through what we've gone through? Now, we all know, and I pointed it out, it's all in the lesson, right? It's in the lesson. We can't define evil when this all goes down if we don't know it, can we? Number one, we were chosen to take these lessons on our strength, on our empathic abilities, our ability to cry for others, to help each others. We were chosen. Now, what he wants and why he's taken all these people from us is so he can have a direct relationship with us. These are the things that I believe. You don't have to. My mission is my mission, and your mission is your mission. But we'll all meet together somewhere. And we'll share war stories, and we'll talk about my old videos. Okay? New subscribers too, thank you. I can only go by numbers. A lot of comments I'm not getting. They'll go to my email, or they'll actually go onto my channel. A lot of hoodwinking still going on. I'm still at my second warning, I guess if I get another, I'm out of here. If I do, there'll be another channel go up immediately. It will be called Bring Me the Horizon. That will be me. Bring me the horizon if I disappear. I expect that all of you come back. Okay? Now the Sabbath. I looked that up just to double check myself, but I always knew in my mind he said Saturday. Well, guess what? If you Google when the Sabbath is, it begins on Friday night and it ends on Saturday night. Now, why do we go against what he says? And all the going against what he said, they're not caring for each other, they're not loving each other, they're not reaching down to pick up a guy who's passed out on the street, they're not taking food to people who have no food. That tear that exists in a 144's heart and a lot of you other hearts also. Okay? But why do we go against him? Why do we hate? Why do we judge? Why do we hurt? Why do we not help those we love? Why do we not admit when we're wrong? Why is ego and self such a main factor in our being and in our existence? Because that's what's going to sink us. So I'll leave that at that. Moving forward. Let's talk about again the G7 summit. My boy Pooty ain't there. I may lose some subscribers on this, but I think he's one of the genius humanitarians on this earth. And I'll tell you why. He's been threatening us for 4 years to let us Americans know about these planets, which are already television commercials in Russia. They have shelters built to carry 40,000 regular citizens, not elites, and protect this. He's offered ground to other countries to come to Russia to be safer. But he has warned us for 4 years, 3 or 4 years, if you don't tell him, I don't tell him. I'll tell him. Why am I seeing all these planets mostly in Russia, Soviet airspace? Now there's some that are still being frequencied out, but most of them are very, very, very clear now. Is he doing what I think he's doing? Now, he didn't go to the G7 summit because climate change is a pant load of BS, just like global warming was. A way to suck taxes, a way to tax this, tax that. You know how much money global warming made? Trillions. Now they pull a climate change line, right? And everybody, God, fix the climate change. Well, if you can stop these planets, you can fix climate change. If you can stop grand solar minimum, you can stop climate change. So climate change is not the problem. They addressed the wrong problem. Now, my man Pooty's not there because I believe he knows climate change is 100% BS. We aren't talking climate change. We're tilting. We're talking the grand solar minimum, which is the worst we've had in hundreds of years. And we're talking planets exchanging plasma with the Earth. And we're talking about 576. Okay? At the end of my last video, I stated a lack of belief in man, and I want to cover that real quick. And you guys have probably been through this too. The demons that I've seen in the last 3 years, again, all in the lesson to show me, to teach me. But it's been a horrendous experience that has really made me question the thought, the desires of man, their ultimate goals. And I've seen things that I never want to go through again. I hope I've gone through that part of my training, but really, I don't think any of us are done with it. It will continue. So be strong. In my heart, I know we will get on our game. And I know we will entrench ourselves like we have as a species on this planet. And we will overcome and we will win. But we better start thinking as a collective. We better start listening to what he said. And we can start out by doing that. by respecting the day he said was the Sabbath. That would be Saturday. So by you going to church on Sunday, you're saying, I don't really care what you say, aren't you? Anyway, I want to leave it with Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. He was fighting with Saruman. He's up on top of the tower where the guy is, Sauron, right? And Sauron's saying, he wants the ring. And what Gandalf replies is there is only one person who controls the rings, planets, rings, planets, and he does not share power with anyone. Then he drops off the side of the tower and an eagle catches him. We're going to be okay, you guys. Again, I want to thank the new subs. I apologize to people who weren't able to comment. Just stay with me. We're all sharing the same collection of thoughts, the same collective desire, the same goals, the same morality, the same empathy, the same compassion for our fellow man. And we will win because we're right. Anyway, y'all ride the wind and have an excellent day. I'll be back with you. It's going to take a day or two to do the paper that I'm doing because I just ran across some unbelievable information. But I'll do a planet update one probably tomorrow. And then the following one after that will be on some new information I just ran across, which involves Biden and holding a classified document that was clearly visible to a camera. Okay? Anyway, y'all have a great day, and I'm working. Please do your meditation. Without the definitions on the outside of who you're supposed to be, find out who you are from within in silence. And have a great day. Ride the wind. Thank you guys for being with me, and thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye.